You'll see in time, as will the world, that this decision to endure was simply the best one you ever made. The other day I woke up with a plan. 3 things I had to do. So I wrote them on my whiteboard. They were essentially my objectives for the day. But it ended up being one of those days where things didn't unfold the way I anticipated. And for a variety of reasons, curveball after curveball, with some sloppy decision-making sprinkled in there. Eventually, morning became afternoon, afternoon became evening. I found myself exhausted and looking up at a whiteboard that was showing me I had accomplished none of the things
curveball after curveball.
And I hate that.
With some sloppy decision-making sprinkled
having
in there.
clear objectives.
Eventually, morning became afternoon.
And so after dinner, I got a phone
evening.
call. And I found myself
exhausted
talking about how I felt
and looking up at
getting
a
it all off my
whiteboard
chest, letting it all out there.
That was showing me I had a
And I got
variety
that
of none of the
reassurance that I
things,
wanted
curveballs
without even realizing that I wanted it.
And I hate that, with some
The
sloppy
voice
decision-making.
said back to me,
having
Eddie, this
clear
happens.
objectives.
It's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. No one's
Eventually, morning
perfect.
became
You
afternoon.
put a
So
lot
after dinner, I
into
got
yourself.
evening.
Tomorrow's a new day, right? That type of thing. And it's like, okay, exhale, time for bed.
And I found myself exhausted
the
about
next
how
morning,
I felt. And looking
I was
up at
outside
getting it all off
relaxed,
my
doing
chest,
some
letting it
thinking,
all out there. It was showing me I
and
had a
thinking,
variety of
reasons
none of
see
the
how these
things,
dots connect
without
in a
even
second.
realizing that.
But essentially, I see life as a staircase, right? Where we thrust ourselves out into discomfort, into chaos. And then amidst the storm, we're forced to grow. We step into shoes.
But it ended up being one of those days where things didn't unfold the way I
And what was once
anticipated.
bigger than us
And
is
for
now
a variety
normal.
of reasons,
It's every day. It's
curveball
ordinary.
after
Because we
curveball,
fought for it.
with some sloppy
We pushed
decision-making sprinkled
ourselves
in
through.
there.
That's evolution.
Eventually,
But
morning
now-
became afternoon, afternoon became evening.
Guess what?
I
That
found
old
myself
ceiling
exhausted
has become the floor. It's
and
time
looking
to
up at
evolve.
a whiteboard
It's time for that next
that was showing
step.
me I had a
For
variety of
it's
none
time
of
to
the
thrust
things,
ourselves
curveball
back into the
after
chaos of
curveball. And I
life
hate that,
so that
some
we can
sloppy
again
decision-making
change
sprinkled in
something
there.
bigger.
Clear objectives.
Take the
Eventually,
next
morning became
intimidating
afternoon.
thing
So after dinner, I got a
became
phone evening.
commonplace.
And I found myself exhausted
And as I
about how
sat there
felt.
outside
and looking
thinking,
up at
getting
a
it all off my
whiteboard,
chest, I found
letting it all
myself
out there. It was
to
showing me
be
I
at
had
that
a variety
kind
of
of
none of the
reassurance that I
things,
wanted, ready to
without
leap out
even realizing
again
that I wanted
into the
to.
tumultuous winds of life. But this time it felt different. There's an intersection, and I talk about it often, of doing what adds value to the world and doing what makes you content personally. Okay, I think where those two things
Ready to without even realizing that I wanted to.
living, that's where the
Winds of
magic
life.
happened.
But this time it felt different.
And I'm fortunate enough that these thoughts,
There's an
these
intersection, and I
episodes,
talk about
videos,
it
whatever you
often,
want to call them,
of doing what adds
on some
value
days
to the world.
literally reach over
And doing what makes
200,000
you
people,
content
and that's not meant to be a
Okay, I
humble
think where those
brag
two
or anything
things
like
ready
that.
to without even realizing
Just,
that I wanted
to me,
to,
it's so
live
incredible
win
that I
magic
can't
life.
process it.
But this
right?
time
I get
it felt
emotional
different. And I'm
thinking.
fortunate enough that these thoughts.
My dream
There's
is
an
to add
intersection,
value
and I
to
talk
videos,
about it
whatever you
often,
want to provide
of doing what
that
adds
little
value to the world. Literally
that
reach
might
over
help
and doing
someone
what
look at their
makes
own
you
problems
content.
and
That's not meant to be a.
see a
Okay, I think where those
brag
two
or anything
things
like
ready
that.
to without even realizing that I wanted
That's
to
what it's
live
all
without
about.
win
I
magic
can't
life.
And then
But this
I
time
get
it felt
emotional,
different. And I'm
parallel
fortunate
effect on a
enough
personal
that these
level.
thoughts.
My dream
There's
is
an
to
intersection,
feel
and I
like
talk about it often, of doing what adds value to the world. Literally reach over and doing what makes you content. That's not meant to be a. Okay, I think brag or anything like that. Ready to without even realizing that I wanted to live without win magic life. And then but this time emotional.
So if I look up at that personal level,
my dream, there's an intersection, and I talk about it often. I'm doing what little that I used to do. Literally reach my health and doing what makes you happy. That's not ready to be upbeat. I think brag or anything like that. But this time emotional. If things forces nothing to be stopped. My dream, there's an intersection, and I talk about it often. I'm doing what little that I used to do. Literally reach my health and doing what makes you happy. That's not ready to be upbeat. I think brag or anything like that.
So back to that whiteboard, I think back to the list of goals I missed, the bad day, why am I so fixated on that? Well, it has nothing to do with the day. Everyone's
really reach my health and doing what makes you happy. That's not ready to be upbeat. I think brag or anything like that.
Everyone falls short of doing that. It's part of life. It's about the person that I want to be, what I enjoy those personal. It's about the strength to handle my own chaos. To play the student perfect. Because whatever it is, as you look up at that next step, what matters is that you know in your heart and soul that you have what it takes to become that person. It's not bigger than you,
To play the student perfect.
Someone once told me
Because
that the
whatever
world
it is,
will not
as you
believe it
look up at
until
that
you
next
do.
step, what
So
matters is that you know
Believe
in
it
your
like your
heart and
dreams
soul that you
depend on
have
it.
what it
Because as
takes
it turns out,
to become
they
that
do.
person.
As it turns out,
It's not
everything about
bigger
your
than you
future
to
is
play
make-believe until you breathe life.
Someone once told me because
Look
whatever it
around
is
you at your current reality. Remember that it is a product of what you've allowed, and that at any time you can up the ante, climb the steps, reach a new level.
It's not bigger than
You haven't given yourself to do that. Just give yourself permission to be that person. And it will be scary. It's going to hurt at times. But let's be that vulnerable. Let's show the world what we